Hello, my most amazing scholars of truth, goodness, and beauty. Hello, my most amazing art teacher of truth, goodness, and beauty. How are you today? We are going to learn a little bit more about that famous painter I told you about last week. His name was Joan Miro, and Joan Miro was known for painting paintings that had really cool shapes, bright colors, and they just looked like a dream, like something right out of a dream. And we are going to look at a couple of his most famous pieces of art, and we're going to look for shapes. We're also going to read this book called Circle Rolls, because we are going to focus on shapes this week. All right, let me show you those cool paintings I was talking about. Okay, take a look at this painting. What is going on in this picture? Do you see anything recognizable? When I look at this picture, sometimes I think it looks like letters of the alphabet, but that's not really correct because this looks like the letter P, but it would be backwards, so it's not the letter P. And I recognize something that looks like eyes, kind of sideways. Do you think that these little red circles might be eyes? And this blue and red one? And over here? And there even looks like there's a mouth right there. So they kind of look like creatures, but not any creature I've ever seen before. That's why I said Joan Miro paints like things are coming from a dream. I think these figures are really interesting, and I like to imagine what they're doing because I don't really know. And so your imagination can make up a story. I almost think this one in the middle looks kind of like a robot because I think of robots as being made out of different shapes, and I see some really cool shapes in that picture. So let me see if we can name some shapes. I would like you to try to point to them if you see them. All right, I see an oval. Remember, an oval is like a circle that got flattened. All right, I'm hoping you're pointing up here by this black one with the white polka dots around it. Also, this yellow shape is kind of like an oval, but it has a little bit of a flatter edge here. And this green one too, but there's a flat edge there as well. Okay, how about a shape that looks like a rectangle? A rectangle or a square, maybe you're looking for a square too. They both have four shapes, four sides. So when I look, I see a shape here that has four sides, the red shape. The blue shape has four sides too. And those look kind of like rectangles because rectangles usually have two longer sides and two shorter sides. This shape looks kind of like a rectangle too, but these sides are slanted in. So that's actually got a really fancy name. It's called a trapezoid. All right, let's see if you can find any lines. Lines that we've already studied with Larry the Line. I see some lines that are going vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. All in that one shape. It kind of reminds me of a star. I see some vertical lines over here, and here, and here, and here. I see some little short horizontal lines. And then there's some curvy lines. There's some really cool curves in these figures here. Look at this. I wonder if that's like a hand. Like I said, this looks like a robot and his neck and his body and like his arm with a hand sticking out. I love how Joan Miro used lots of bright colors in this painting. Do you see any warm colors? Red, orange, yellow. There they are. Do you see any cool colors? I see green I see blue that's kind of surrounding all of these shapes. Not really sure I see a purple. This is a dark blue. It's kind of purplish. Nice. So this painting is actually just named Painting. So he didn't even give us any clues about what it's really about. But I think you can use your imagination. Okay, I'm going to show you one more today. The other Joan Miro painting that I want to show you is this one right here. This one is called Figure, Dog, Birds. Now that title gives us something to go on. Let's see if we can find the dog first. Let's see. Can you point to the dog? I agree. I think it's this one down here. Looks like a dog with a tail, doesn't it? And two little pointy ears. Now, what about a bird? It's a little tricky. The bird isn't as obvious, but it looks kind of like this big figure has feathers. They're either teardrops or feathers, I'm not sure. But that could be a bird, and these little hairs coming out of the head look kind of feathery. But then there's this figure, which looks like a human, but it's flying in the air. So that maybe could be a bird too. And then there's this figure that's rectangle shapes. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's the one that's the figure. So here's another figure on the ground. So now that this one's down on the ground, I don't know if it's a bird or a human. No idea. That's what's so cool about Joan Miro's paintings, is that you can use your imagination to figure out what they are. Now let's look at a few shapes here. All right, like I said already, we've got some rectangle shapes here. Those are four-sided figures. And I see triangles in this one. Triangles have three sides. Can you point to some triangles? There's some here, and there's some up here. This shape is kind of like a triangle. It doesn't really come to a point, but it's pretty close. All right, what about circles? Any circles in this painting? Oh yeah, I see that one too. Right here, it's black and red. There's a circle here. There's a big red circle here. It's kind of squished like an oval. And then there's some little circles in the dog's eye. And of course, the little dots that we see all over Joan Miro's paintings. All right, now I'm looking for a kidney bean shape. That's kind of like an oval that has a little bit of a curve inside. So that's right there. And then look at some of the lines that we have become familiar with. Again, these little star figures are very common in Mr. Miro's paintings. So they have vertical, horizontal, and diagonal lines in them. And then you can see lots of other lines that are horizontal, vertical, diagonal. You can also see a spiral line over here in the tail. That's fun. And some beautiful curvy lines in the legs. Oh, I love that he used all sorts of different lines and shapes. It makes it so interesting to look at. All right, now tell me some of the cool colors you see. The cool colors are Lakeside Blue, Mow the Grass Green, and Vikings Purple. I don't really know if I see any purple in this one. How about the warm colors? Rocket Red, Flame Orange, maybe in the eye there. It's kind of hard to tell if it's red or orange. And Sunshine Yellow right there. I love that that's the only yellow spot in the whole painting. It really makes it stand out. All right, thanks for looking at these fun paintings with me. We're really going to be thinking about some shapes. I want to show you a book called Circle Rolls. Circle Rolls. It was written by Barbara Kannanen, and the art was done by Sergei Blok. All right, let's see how the story starts. Achoo! Circle rolls. Oval rocks. Square sits like a box. Circle rolls. Rectangle stands. Triangle points without any hands. Circle rolls, never stops. Hits the point, and circle pops. Oh no! Circle drops as tiny bits, which land on square as it sits. Square sneezes, achoo! Diamond trips, oops, pushes star, star tips. Star tumbles end to end, bumps line, and makes it bend. Bent line becomes a slide. Whee! Shapes glide and fly. Woo! And collide. Ouch. Whirl, twirl, flip, flap. Ah! Octagon says, shapes, stop. Star rises, buffs its shine, untips diamond, all straight in line. Heart appears and gathers bits off the ground where square sits. They piece together one bit two using tape and globs of glue. Look, he's almost back to normal. Heart double checks, no more holes. Ready, set, circle, circle rolls. Oh no, is it gonna start all over? Well, those shapes sure had fun. All right, I hope you learned a little bit more about shapes from that book. I'll see you next time.